lockdown, final preparations in place to party away 2023.
Live from Brisbane, 7 News with Samantha Heathwood.
Good evening. The southeast has been lashed by a wave of storms which dumped hundreds of millimetres of rain in a matter of hours. The wild weather brought hail, lightning and flash flooding to areas from the Western Downs to the Sunshine Coast.
The first shots were fired at 8 o'clock this morning as yet another assault on the southeast rolled in.
We're seeing severe thunderstorms with locally damaging winds.
Hammering Brisbane's north, Anzac Avenue at Petrie Awash as drivers took their chances and waded in. In the city, families ran for cover as the rain pelted down. The region between Brisbane and the Sunshine Coast received a bucketing. Brisbane recorded 126 millimetres in a matter of hours. Landsborough received over 70 mils in just 30 minutes. Kalanga 74 millimetres and Woody Point 54 millimetres of rain. Those totals all since 9 this morning.
With this heavy rain, we may see some increased risk of flash flooding.
This gives you an idea of just how heavy and how quickly those rains came and affected Brisbane Road here, cutting off holidaymakers who just simply can't get to their destination. Some tested the waters before wisely deciding to turn back. Other parts of the coast also bared the brunt of the storm cell, knocking over trampolines in Glenview.
Oh my God!
With Mother Nature now showing her might in Mooloolaba. Down trees blocked motorists in Yandina, while backyards in Landsborough going under. The Western Downs also hit.
Locally destructive winds, giant hail and intense rainfall. And as we speak, we're already seeing this activity occurring out in the Western Downs with giant hail already being reported at Tara with hailstones up to 4 to 5 centimetres.
That damaging hail the size of golf balls left a pockmarked trail of destruction.
Wow, look at that one, it's huge. Look at that one over there, it's huge.
The Bayside, still reeling from storms earlier in the week, was hit again by rain and strong winds.
And the Bureau has briefed us that some of those could be severe, and the first priority has to be the safety of our emergency service paid and volunteer staff, as well as our energy workers. And so those storms today could well delay those reconnection timeframes.
Meaning some could ring in the new year in darkness. And plenty have spent a lot of time in traffic here on the Bruce Highway today. Fortunately, it has just started to flow freely again after earlier was bumper to bumper due to some road closures at Burpengary, where there was some minor flooding across the Bruce Highway. And that could all start up again tomorrow with the forecast with the Weather Bureau already, all the catchments areas south of Rockhampton on flood warning with more storms expected tomorrow. Sam?
Steve Hart at Caboolture, thank you. Well, 25,000 Gold Coast residents remain without power tonight after the freak tornado took the city offline. Most are expected to have electricity back by tomorrow, but Tambourine mountain locals will still have to wait a week. The community rallying together so everyone is looked after.
A delivery that will make life a lot easier. After 5 days without power, any electricity is a win for Wayne Boyton.
The boiler jug. Wow! Yes!
The generator, donated by Tambourine Mountain Storm Relief Group.
I've only been able to give about 4 or 5 so far, but I've got a few more coming, so the situation is quite dire at the moment.
Relying on a GoFundMe page to help those in need.
Now we've had a couple of people with cancer that have reached out to us, expectant mothers with young children.
You can put up with this sort of thing for a while, but eventually it gets you down.
The Christmas night tornado ripped through the town, destroying houses, leaving power lines in precarious positions.
It's just very heartbreaking to see the devastation.
Today, the community gathered, exhausted and wanting answers.
We are continuing to put all available resources in. We've pulled people back from holidays.
A mammoth effort from all emergency services.
I think the expectation was that SES can do everything, and we'd like to think we can, but there are some restrictions on that.
Just good for the community to get together.
Each with a story to tell. 86-year-old Warwick Bailey needs to charge his mobility scooter.
Charged this at the library yesterday, which was wonderful.
Energex aren't the only crews working overtime on the mountain. Crews refuel the transmitter site after no road access caused the Gold Gold Coast's free-to-air TV and radio to go down for 5 hours.
Energex says the whole town's electricity will be back on by January 5, but for those with power poles on their own property, the wait will be longer as they require private electricians.
I want to reassure them that everyone is absolutely focused on reconnecting their electricity just as quickly as we can safely do so.
Also, a little extra financial help for storm victims in the Logan and Scenic Rim areas today, with personal hardship payments of up to $900 for families now available. On the Gold Coast, Sam Payne, 7 News.
Now to Tony Auden, and the biggest storms have now moved up over central Queensland.
Yes, Sam. Thankfully, those storms have cleared away from the southeast, but we do still have a significant line of those thunderstorms stretching from near Gladstone through the central highlands and coalfields and linking up with more storms in the tropics. It's all heading north and towards those coastal areas. And a warning is current for the whole stretch. Damaging winds the main threat, but large hail and further pockets of heavy rain are still possible. Tomorrow, more big storms are a chance around central parts of Queensland. In the southeast, a mix of showers and what I'd expect to be weaker storms, but they could be slow moving, so we could still see some small pockets of heavy rain. Now, will the rain affect the New Year's celebrations? Sam, I'll be back soon with the forecast.
Thank you, Tony. Well, the Albanese government admits the Bureau of Meteorology could do better following complaints about a lack of sufficient warnings during the recent storms and cyclone. Local councils, state governments and the BOM will meet in the new year to review how they get messages out to the public.
These are the flood-hit towns of Dagara and Wujal in far north Queensland. The clean-up from Cyclone Jasper hasn't even started yet.
These people are in a house that's got 3 inches of mud in it.
One of many communities on Australia's east coast impacted by storms. Roofs ripped off, homes flooded and 11 deaths. Councils say warnings about the impending carnage were lacking or imprecise.
I think it's unforgivable.
Tonight, the Albanese government is defending the BOM.
The Bureau of Meteorology were providing updates and warnings through their websites, through their social media accounts.
But admits it could improve, launching a review.
Meteorology is not a perfect science, and I'm very open to the view that we can do better.
We always want to keep getting better, and that's been our approach to disaster response.
In a fortnight, the Weather Bureau will sit down with the state, federal and local governments to discuss how to warn the public accurately and in time.
Under the microscope will be Emergency Alert, the national telephone warning system. Each state operates it differently. In Queensland, local councils are responsible for sending out text and voice messages during severe weather.
People weren't receiving the sorts of text messages providing them with quite immediate updates of what they were expecting.
I have got an Optus phone and a Telstra phone, and one received it and one didn't.
It will be replaced by a new real-time national messaging system, but not until next summer.
They've been in power for 18 months already. If they had a new approach, they should have rolled it out by now.
As storm season continues. Josh Martin, 7 News.
The man behind a YouTube channel that illegally posted videos of the Bruce Lehrman defamation trial online has